Hello there, how are you? Today we're doing collective reading. Yesterday was the first day I didn't actually post since I started. And, well, I've got to say, please don't harass me. I don't appreciate it. My boyfriend is gonna beat you up. Let's get right to it, shall we? Core healing. What does core healing have to say? I'm seeing here, there's a sense of you not basing your self-worth on your work. The next message is knowing how to use your magic power, your miraculous power, for example, a lot of people are into manifestation, but there's a sense here of like, yeah, we can all manifest things. It's not really all that difficult, truly. However, it doesn't mean we always should. So when it comes to things that you feel, when it comes to things that you are working on, it's important to know that the work is good and that the right motivation is behind it. And I see here in terms of that it's okay that your beliefs change. Faith is also a living thing. Faith is everything is constantly changing. If your beliefs stay the same, in some way, you're not evolving. So forgive yourself for any point where you were living in belief of, in illusion, kind of, strongly believing in falsehoods, and maybe where you were kind of using your magical powers to create things that were hurtful, perhaps to you or others. And yeah. I'm seeing here specifically that, like, things that were hurtful. Okay. I feel like that's a pretty direct and clear message. Didn't want to quite pop out. She's looking at me. Miracles. That's too much, my friend. This is quite too much for me. Miracles. Lots of them. Lots of them. Popping out. Yeah, I'm specifically seeing this. You're coming back to yourself in a way, and your true beliefs have been distilled. Who you are, what you value, your morals have been distilled. And there's a sense of you've had all this experience that has refined what you believe in and who you are as a person. Ooh. I see here, like, you have become your own authority figure of sorts. You know, you don't worship anyone, not yourself, but you are extremely grateful for all the people and all the things that have taught you. There's a lot of compassion, but there's no sense of attachment in terms of worship. Which allows this to continue to be a fluid concept. Allows your and I see here it took strong action working through fear and kind of breaking through with guidance, understanding of guidance, where it's like guidance is not, should I do this? Yes. Okay. That is kind of a blind faith. Rather, it's a more of a channel of communication. Ultimately, you are a being who has free will, and it's your duty to exercise your free will. Right. I see here you've like gained all the tools you've needed. Your magic tools. I don't know if anyone here has read The Sandman, but he gets trapped for a while and he loses all of his like tools of magic, like his bag of sand and his mask, and he has to go and retrieve them. I see here that you've retrieved your tools. Okay, but what does this mean exactly? Oh. Yeah, you've kind of, There needs to be more balance here. Ooh. Okay. I see that there was a deep nervousness in some way, but there was a breakthrough. It might have taken isolation or being within oneself to get to this breakthrough. But now I see you proceeding out of that energy to pursue this thing that you love, this passion of yours. There's required action for you to find all the missing pieces. Not in terms of tools. You have all the tools, but it's of yourself. There's a piece of you that is yet to be found, and it's going to bring a lot of clarity to you about the whole puzzle. The missing piece of you might be found in a connection. This is why you're breaking out of, it's time to exit any kind of hermit mode, or there's a sense of like, yeah, softening up. Not needing to be so to oneself, and kind of, but it's a slow movement here of some kind. It's very thoughtful, but heartful, thoughtful and heartful at the same time. You're moving into something here, and it's like really warm, loving energy. Hot, actually. And as you proceed continuously toward in the direction of it, which I see you going to it bit by bit, little by little, beliefs you've held on to, any lack of clarity is going to dissolve. The understanding will come. Just keep your intentions pure. You're a very powerful person. You can manifest things on the dime. Continue to keep your intentions pure. Prayer is a very good thing to do in terms of that. But this is going to change your world. Keeping these pure intentions. Not only is it going to change your world, it's going to bring something into... It's like an old cycle has been completed. It already has, though. I see you more moving towards this beautiful energy. And the way you perceive... The way you see the world now and the way you're going to see the world is kind of different. But it's going to happen bit by bit. This isn't like a... Yes, your world is changing completely, but this is going to take specifically, moving in the direction of that love, bit by bit, thoughtfully but heartfully. And continuously getting clear. And as you move towards that, these old things are just going to naturally shed away. They already have been. You've been going through a big shed. But there's going to be a lot more clarity about reality in general. Wow, these are all very powerful cards. We have Ascended Masters here. There's an emergence. You're emerging. And flying. Yeah, there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement here. But I'm seeing that it's going to take... It's coming from within you. The movement is literally... It's like... You know? It's all coming from within. But I'm seeing here the transition from the within world to the out world. Here's the shift. Okay. I guess it would be good to ask for guidance. Let's pull one more card. Oh, got devotion. I love this card. Stand in your power. At this time, stand in your power. And your weakness, whatever you perceive to be your weakness, might actually be very helpful in terms of that. If your quote-unquote opponent knows your weakness, but you know your weakness even better, there's a way that you can alchemize it into being your greatest power. There's something very strategic here. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, I wonder why I did that. You're moving into something rather than out of something. I'm seeing that. There's a sense of like, there's no escapism. There's a sense of you being able to sit with anything. So if someone brings to you something that stirs a lot of discomfort, you can sit with it and alchemize it. That's what I'm seeing too about this whole, there's just this alchemy energy here. And this is going to make you like shoot out forward. As soon as you process this energy, I don't even see this as something that's coming. It's like something you've already done. And so because of this, because of your ability now, it's like, okay, you've gained an ability because of this. Because of your ability to be handed something that someone, okay, it's like I'm seeing a chess battle between you and, it's not someone, it's just energy. It's an energy. It's an old energy, right? An energy pattern. And it's you playing chess between you, it's you and that energy. And I'm seeing that when you're playing this game, and maybe you've played this game with this opponent many times, and they've learned you, they've studied you, and they know your weakness, right? But in this case, you finally have learned that, and there's almost a sense of you bluffing here. It's like, okay, you're leading them to think that you're going to make a move that that you would usually do that would cause them to win. But it's like a red herring, because they're focused on that, and suddenly but the whole time you're aware of it, okay? There's a sense of you not revealing how powerful you are to your opponent, being very strategic. This is cool. Yeah. You play the game differently. You're playing the game differently. In a very positive way too. You're moving towards things rather than moving away from things. That's what I'm seeing. There's like more, there's like attracting energy, right? You're just attracting because you can just sit there, be like, I need nothing. And because of that, it's just all these things can pass you and you're like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. And in the sense of the way you play the game, it's almost like you can't lose. It's a very intuitive way of playing the game rather than very willful and with a need. Devotion. Your devotion is your power. Okay, darling, this has been your reading. Sending you so much love, and I will see you soon. Bye.